fired up the live without even being fucking ready. Shit. I'm a bit ahead of myself there. Shit. Alright. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Krager. What's up? What's up, Furry? Furriest News? What's up? What's going on? You can. Thank you, Tyler. Alright, well, it is the 5th of. It is the 5th of July now, slightly after the 250th anniversary of America, even though America was technically a country before the 4th, but whatever, whatever. History and stuff. Anyway, welcome in, welcome back, welcome through the kingdom of the ape, the apostate ape. That's me. And this is the channel where you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith, doctrine, and logic for your entertainment. But also, hopefully, and more importantly, to make the world a little bit better place and to combat the ridiculous rise of this ridiculous Christian smassionalism, which is basically a whole bunch of Christians with a bunch of power and a bunch of money who want to bring back institutions like slavery and manifesting destiny, which basically means conquering people. That's perfectly fine with them. However, it is not perfectly fine with free people in America. We do not like such things. And we will fight against them with every fiber of our being. And that's why I do this. That's why I started this channel. Was to be a voice in the ear of all those who would listen to the reason against this craziness out here. Now, with that said, I have no idea how today's going to go. I would imagine everybody's hungover and tired from yesterday. But I do not know. I was watching some other lives. It seems overall attendance is kind of low for this morning for everybody. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. We'll try it for a while, though, and see what happens. Today might be a tougher one. Who knows? Kimchi, thank you. Kimchi. I wonder if Kimchi actually eats kimchi. Kimchi, do you eat kimchi? My wife eats that stuff. It smells horrible. Yeah, we talked to a few yesterday. You do. I imagine you do, yes. I must have different taste buds than some people, I don't know. Then you best say the same about every single other religion as well. Nope, just Christianity. They're the only ones trying to bring back slavery in this country. They're the only ones sprinkling holy water on bombs and sending them over into schools in the Middle East. That's Christians, not anybody else. I know y'all would love to take the blame away from yourselves and throw it wherever you can make it land that's not close to you, but unfortunately you can't. We know who's in power right now. We know who elected those in power right now. That's just about it, man. That's just about it. Anyway, welcome in, y'all. We have been blasting for nearly 4 minutes now. So, like I say, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if today will be high engagement or low engagement. It was party time for many yesterday. I didn't do too much myself. I just fucked around in the yard for a while. Made some high-end hot dogs and beef franks and sausage and stuff. And ate upon them. It was alright. It was pretty good. Not too bad of a time. How my damn son went to sleep yesterday morning, slept about all damn day. So he wasn't even up for most of the day. Damn. This country was founded on Christian ideals. That is absolutely false. That's some of that American propaganda somebody heard over there. The Treaty of Tripoli explicitly states that this country was in no sense founded on the Christian religion, and that was ratified by Congress. So, absolutely false. That's right, Dylan. Yeah, you can come on up and try to prove your nonsense to us if you want in front of everybody. There's 50-something people here now. Need the first guest of the day up here. But yeah, I mean, when Congress ratifies and explicitly states that this country was in no sense founded on the Christian religion, unless you just want to call them all liars, Dylan, you don't have much of a case to make, do you? Damn. The level of ignorance is sad enough on its own these days in America. But the fact that the ignorant imagine themselves the most educated is not a good look for humanity here. It is not a good look. No, they didn't, Dylan. You can say it all you want. That must be the true Christian way. I'll repeat something until I believe it's true. That's how they do that. Shit. We got two up at once. Let's see. Hey, Brandon, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
I'm doing good. No, I'm an atheist. And a question I would have is, would you get rid of it right away, or would you like to do a scale with that kind of thing?
What do you mean, Christianity?
Yeah, would you ban it altogether so nobody can practice it?
Oh, heck no. No, 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 no.
Okay,
No, no, no. You
okay.
can't just ban stuff outright in law. They'll use that. You have to use reason to the best you can, and it's not going to work on everybody. That's just the case. But I would never advocate for trying to force Christianity out through legislation, through law. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that would be a very bad idea. But yeah, I agree with you that America would be better without Christianity, though.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's funny though that us free people wouldn't force a law against Christianity, but Christians are more than willing to force their laws on everyone else. That's what's really
Oh
bad about all
no,
this.
definitely. I bet we could come up with many examples of that happening, the Crusades being one of them.
Right, right. Well, cool, man. Well, we're looking for some debates, trying to talk to some Christians. But I appreciate you coming up, man.
Okay,
We got
I'll
some
see you
other
later,
people in the
man.
queue. Have a good one. Hang out there and listen. It's already more people than I thought there would be today. All right, let's see. 5 Point was next. Hey,
Yo,
Five
how you
Point,
doing, brother?
what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
I grew up Christian and I'm currently agnostic.
Oh, okay. So I don't guess you want to prove the prompt wrong.
Well, my issue, I don't really have an issue with the prompt. My question would be more so, what's the issue with Christianity particularly, as opposed to like any of the other religions?
Well, it's Christians who have all the power and all the money in this country right now, and they're the ones forcing laws like Bible reading in school in Texas. So they're the ones actively trying to tear down the Constitution, in my opinion. So that's who I'm aiming at. The ones trying to bring back slavery and shit.
Well, I don't think that true Christians are for slavery.
Why would you say that?
Well, I mean, the Bible teaches to be compassionate, love thy neighbor like you love yourself.
Well, it says
It's
don't covet your neighbor's slave.
well, what I'm getting at here is that the word of God is in the Christian sense is essentially this is layman's terms. I'm breaking it down in very simple here, but it's pretty much do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah. And they're slaves, so they don't mind making everybody else slaves.
So, but the thing that I would
That's the
say
right
too,
line.
though, is uh, that there are good apples and bad apples in all groups. I don't think that Christians themselves are the problem. I think that there are bad Christians, and I think that there are definitely people who are doing what they're
So you
doing
would
and
say a
hiding
Christian
behind
is
it.
bad if they want to own a slave, right?
I would say that that's probably one metric you could use. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that
Well,
slavery
the
is a
problem
good.
is that the Bible and the God of the Bible is 100% pro slavery. It never condemns slavery, not a single time. In fact, it endorses and condones it. So to say the true Christians aren't for slavery is ass backwards. It's the true Christians who are for slavery because it's perfectly biblical to
Well,
them.
actually, if you look into the biblical texts, all of the slavery that you're referencing or finding is it's in the first half. It's in like Genesis, and so it's essentially, if you will, it's essentially all of the time leading up to before Jesus Christ,
So you're
and
saying the
then that
Bible
and
says
so
after Jesus there's no more slavery?
well after Jesus, the whole context of Christianity in and of itself shifts because
Well,
the
they start
Christian
making up their own story at that point, but
well
either way, the
so
Bible's still
in
100% pro slavery.
inherently, I mean, and if we're
If
going
God
to be
says you
going
can
off
own
of
slaves,
Genesis,
why would a Christian have a problem with that?
well, if we're going off of Genesis, which is where most of this slavery is talked about,
It don't. It
you can
comes from
find,
Exodus, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus.
yeah, it's still all like the first half of the Bible before pre-Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but it's a huge, huge, huge section of the book. It's
I
way,
I'll,
way,
I'll
way
give you
longer
that.
than any gospel is.
Very true. However, that those books are the basis of the three main monotheistic religions, whereas Judaism, Islam, and
And
Christianity
they're
all
all pro
use those
slavery,
books as a
100%.
base. They all use those books
Yeah,
as a base, and then they all
I know.
shoot in their own way because they all believe that the Messiah is a different person. Christianity believes it was Jesus. Islam
Right,
believes
right.
that it was Muhammad, and the Jewish people believe that it's still coming.
I
So,
got you. So, can you show us in the Bible where it says slavery's gone away and is no longer acceptable?
um,
Or even something that sort of kind of suggests that? I'll
yeah,
accept that.
when Jesus Christ died on the cross for everybody's sins, it's actually said that Israel as like a state is no longer it's no longer the church. It is within the people. Every single person now has the Holy Spirit within them, which means that we all carry a part of God and we are all God's children. That is the equalization point in Christianity.
Okay. So, that didn't disprove slavery at all.
Well, okay, so when you have the Holy Spirit inside of yourself, that's supposed to guide you. And it's supposed to guide your actions through love and compassion and through Jesus Christ. And this is what I'm saying. With these people that have their hearts filled with hate, they aren't doing Jesus Christ's work. They can do it under whatever mantle they want to. They'll use it whatever shield that they can to say whatever they want because they're weak-minded people. And if they were alive during Genesis, they absolutely God would
So
have
when
smited
Jesus
them.
says that slave who knew what his master wanted but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted will receive a severe beating, you're telling me that beating slaves is not a Christian doctrine taught by Jesus?
Mm, can you read me the whole passage?
Yeah, you can read the whole thing. Here, I'll read the one before that too. And it says, the master of that slave will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour when he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the unfaithful. That slave who knew what his master wanted but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted will receive a severe beating. But the one who did not know and did what deserved a beating will receive a light beating. From everyone to whom has been given, much will be required. And from the one who has been entrusted, even more will be demanded. So that would have been like a really good time for Jesus to say, oh, by the way, you should never own or beat a slave ever. And that's my decree. Unfortunately, Jesus never says anything like that. However, he does give a bunch of disgusting ass stories using slaves as examples.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to support slavery. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying that there are
Yeah, but you
good
said
people
a
and
true
bad
Christian
people.
doesn't support slavery, and I'm trying to show you that if you're a true Christian, you absolutely do support slavery. It's the ones who go against Christianity that don't support slavery.
Okay, and what about all the other religions?
What about them?
Well, I mean,
I'm not.
correct.
What?
I assume that you're Googling these texts. Am I correct?
No, I just read it out of the Bible.
Okay, so you have the Bible sitting one hand next to you.
Yep, every single version, and study Bibles,
Okay.
and Safari
Do
app,
you
in the
do
case that
you
the
do you
actual Hebrew
happen
comes up in the actual.
do you happen to have the Torah or the Quran sitting next to you as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, not a
you
Quran, but I got a Torah.
okay? So could you go into the Torah and I know you could find me the same exact thing that you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Well, so that like that's what I'm getting at because I mean,
What are
if
you
you're
getting
going to
at?
sit
I
here
don't
and you're
get
going to say
it.
that
Like
it's a
the Old
Christian
Testament
only
says you
thing,
can
I
own
think that
and
that's
beat
completely
slaves
wrong.
too. What's the difference? Huh?
I'm sorry. What? Could you repeat that?
I'm saying the Old Testament says you can own slaves and beat them too. What's the difference?
The Old Testament is, like I said, it's pre Jesus Christ, and the entire
I
message
know
is
Jesus
basically
says to
changed.
beat slaves. The Old Testament says to beat slaves. So what's what are you getting at?
Well, I mean, every religion has said that. So I mean,
Not every
why are we
religion.
picking and singling out Christianity specifically?
I told you because Christians are the ones electing motherfuckers like Trump in this country who are trying to actively bring back slavery and conquering people and trying to pass laws on free people in a religiously free country that's making them read their holy book. That will not do. This is a free country and that is illegal here. It is
Oh, I agree.
unconstitutional and it's evil.
I agree that that's wrong. It's against the Constitution. I don't think that we should have a national religion. That's not what we were about. But
Well, then
I don't think that
you
it.
should join me and activize against Christianity because that's exactly the direction they're trying to take us. Most of them, anyway.
Well, I don't think that like I don't have an issue with Christians. I have an issue with the idiots that
You
are
don't have
doing
an
all of
issue
this
with
stuff.
Christians trying to pass Christian laws in a religiously free country?
I
You
don't
don't
know
have a
why you're
problem with that.
trying. I don't know why you're trying to broaden the scope of what I'm saying. I'm saying that very specifically. It's I can hear you're
Well, I'm
misconstruing
bringing to
this.
so when you make a point, I'm showing you, I'm trying to bring up the consequence of that point. If you're saying I don't care about Christians, then you're also saying you don't care about the laws that they're passing on free people.
I just my whole thing is quite frankly, I think that religion is stupid all in all around, and I think that it's really just a framework to which people use to try
I
to
agree.
guide
Then
their
you
life.
should join. Then you should join me in speaking out against this madness.
I mean, I just did. I completely agree with you. We shouldn't
You
have a
you well,
national
you didn't. You came
religion.
up here and you sounded a lot more like you was defending slavery in the Bible.
I never once took that stance.
All right then.
And I
All
mean,
right.
like
Well,
that stance is once again that stance
I
is
mean,
out there in
everybody in
every
the
single
comments
religion.
sure seems to think you was simping for slavery.
You can think whatever you want, homie. I
That's
never
what it
said any
sounded
of that.
like. I mean, I'm reaching that conclusion based on the words that came out of your mouth.
The words that I don't support
You
slavery
came
came
up
out of
here
my
and you
mouth, and you're
said,
reaching
no,
that
no.
to.
You came up here and you said true Christians don't support slavery. That's not in the Bible. That's totally
I
different.
didn't say it
And I
wasn't in the
proceeded
Bible.
you to show you all those things were untrue.
I
And now
told
you're
you
just
that
like,
all of that
well,
it was in the first half of the Bible, to which I was correct, and
no, you wasn't correct. I
you
read
brought
you
up.
Jesus's words talking about beating slaves.
You did, and I tell you that there's also scripture like that in the Quran and the Torah and every other religious text that you can find. So why are we singling out Christianity? I'm just my question for
I
you is
already answered that like 3 times. Thanks for coming up, man. But starting to feel like we're beating the shit out of a dead horse there. Anyway, who was next here? Oh shit. I think Aaron was next, but I can't remember. That's quite a large list. Anyway, yeah. Whataboutism? What about the Quran? Like, what about it? Like, the Quran ain't running the American government right now. The Bible is. They're not even doing that shit right. Some of it they are. That's the worrying part, though. Anyway, ton of people in the queue. Let me start racking them up here. It's not working out for me. Real one, you're here almost every day. What are you talking about? I even got your crazy ass in my audience. Like, I'm doing great. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, man. The incoherent babbling from some of the religious folks is beyond hilarious. Some of it's not, though. Anyway, hang in there. Still bringing them up. Still bringing them up. Oh, yeah. What does that say? Mr. Aquino was next. Hey, mister, you there?
Yes,
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
I am.
Awesome. Are you American?
Well, I am now.
Cool. So please prove the prompt wrong here. What you want to talk about?
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with the prompt. I just think that as a Christian, I'm called to spread the gospel, and that's it. And there should be a separation between church and state because church has the potential to corrupt the state, and the state has the potential to corrupt the church. You don't want either.
Yeah. You'll have to tell that to your fellow Christians, though.
But see, I was raised in a country where we don't conflict politics with religion. There's no like, oh, you vote for this, and so you're anti-Christian, or you vote for that party and you're pro-Christian. It's something. It was a culture shock when I got here. There's no political party that owns Christ in my country of origin. So this was very different.
Yeah. Yeah, and this country is supposed to legally separate the two. And here we are with them intimately intertwined. Christians fucking it all up, man. I'm telling you.
But I see a lot of pastors out there that I'm like, this is not it, fam. This is not what the Bible says. This is Christian nationalism, and that is not what the Bible teaches us to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on which part you read, I guess. Anyway, you're like against states like Texas making it mandatory to read Bibles in schools and stuff, right?
Well, I'm a teacher, and whenever I'm asked about that kind of stuff, I'm like, no, I don't want. I don't want to have the responsibility of teaching that to the kids because there's a myriad different sects within Christianity that if you said the wrong thing and that Jehovah's Witness goes after you or a Mormon goes after you because you're not teaching Jesus the way they believe it, I think that should be a home.
Right.
And there's just, I don't know why people don't see it like that. You don't want
buddy,
a teacher.
Buddy, you're more
to be
American
telling-
than most of the damn Christians in this country right now, I'll tell you that.
Like, you don't want a teacher that, let's say it's atheist, be telling your kids about Noah's Ark, for instance. Like, that's just gonna go
If I
good
was a
for you.
teacher and they made me read the Bible to kids, I'm being vindictive and I'm pulling out the Bible and reading the absolute worst, most disgusting shit in there to these children. Like, that's just what's happening. I'm going to break out Isaiah 13 and read them where God's commanding that babies be bashed to pieces and women be raped and pregnant women be put to the sword and stuff. I'm reading all that right in the class to second graders.
So I think that should be at home, not in school.
Yeah, read them that shit at home. I agree.
The Ten Commandments, honestly, it felt like there's so many problems. I'm in Texas, by the way, so I had to put them
My
up.
wife's family lives out there. We go to Amarillo once or twice a year.
But it's just, I'm like, this is just grandstanding. Like, there's so many present issues in Texas that you could be fixing with legislation instead of passing this that it does not make you more Christian. It doesn't get you closer to God. So what's the whole point of this bill?
They believe they think they have a right to take away people's freedoms because they imagine that they're helping them in the process. They say, well, it can't be bad to force people to read the Bible. That can only help them, right? It's like saying, I'm going to rob that lady up here because her purse looks so heavy. I have to help her out by relieving her of that giant load she's toting there. So I'm going to help her out and steal her purse.
That sounds that's Texas math for you right there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Mister, I appreciate you coming up, man. I don't sound like we have any quarrel with you at all here, so
No,
I would
it
hope
was
you
nice.
keep your voice out there, man, and keep those ideals flowing because people need to hear them. It is not cool to force people to read holy books, especially pro-slavery garbage like the Bible. So
Take care.
have a good one, man. Thanks for coming up. All right, let's see here. All right, the queue overfloweth today, so let me try to keep them going in order here. So we have Yams, Yasmin, Jeremy, and then Daddy, I think, is next. All right. Boy, boy. Give it just a second. Don't worry, there's plenty of people in the queue to talk to. Well, half of them just disappeared, but I'm cool with that. Oh, hey, Jeremy, you there? Jeremy? Oh, nope. All right, we got Daddy Gost, and then Solar Bodies left.
Hey, all I
Hey,
got to
Daddy
say,
Gost, you there?
Jesus Christ said, read your Bible every day. Bye.
You sound like a very small child. Which, that nonsense you just spewed sounded like a child. Hey, Solar, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? Are you one of the Christians?
I was raised Christian. Um, at the moment, don't really believe in Christianity, but I've played devil's advocate for a second because there's
No,
plenty
we're
of
not interested in
reasons.
that, man. We got actual minds to change out here who want to do some damage.
I think there's more to talk about than this. I think expanding the conversation. For
Sure, but thanks, man. We're not looking for devil advocate type role plays things. It's weird. Anyway, let's try. Danny was next. Still got like 5. He sacrificed himself to save us from himself. That's got to be the best way to put anything in the Bible, I think. All right, so I don't think Danny was there. Let's bring up Canes.
Okay, first of all,
Hey,
don't
Canes, are
mind
you
my
there?
user.
Hello?
I'm here. But don't mind
Are
my
you a
user. My little
Christian?
cousin was on my account. I am. I very much so am.
Are you a over 18?
I am.
Okay. All right. So please prove the prompt wrong now.
First, I want to know why you think America would be better off without Christianity.
Because Christianity's bad.
How?
So are you gonna prove the prompt wrong, or
I want to know your side and how you think and why you think this first before I go on my side.
well, this isn't about bringing people up and then me answering 20 questions. This is about you proving the prompt wrong.
Okay. So,
The Bible's pro-slavery and stuff
America,
like that. That's why I think it's bad. Pro-conquest,
how
pro-theft through
is
conquest. It says you can take women and children as sex slaves, war
where
captives.
in the Bible does it say that? Because from what
It
I've
says it
read,
all kinds
there's
of
nothing
spots in
like
the
that.
Bible. There, well, I don't know what Bible you read, but it's definitely in there.
Okay, but America was built off of Christianity.
Absolutely not. Unless you count like slavery, maybe.
Um,
What in the
almost.
Bible or Christianity suggests that free people should have freedom of religion?
I am not sure about that actually.
It's because it's not in there. What about free speech? Do you think the Bible suggests free speech anywhere?
Looking back, actually, no.
Yeah. In fact, it tells you to kill people if they use their free speech to entice you to other gods or throw out ideals that are negative toward God. You're supposed to kill them, according to the Bible.
Oh, shit.
I know. It's pretty rough. Yeah, that's why I'm against Christianity. So.
Okay, I'm low-key starting to see your side. Sorry about that.
No problem. So you want to prove it wrong?
Nah, bro. You got that.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Hadn't been a kid. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, for the first time so far, I guess it was kind of funny, but I almost had a feeling it would go like that. Anyway, the queue is open for the first time so far today. It's kind of weird. This algorithm's a little strange. It's been absolutely launching the first little bit, but it kind of stalls like an hour in, hour and a half. Well, what's happened? Anyway, if you are a Christian, or I guess want to prove the prompt wrong, then please come up and holler at us. The queue is wide open for the first time today. There was a shitload of people. It's crazy how there's so many people and then they just disappear. They haven't been live that long. Barely been live half an hour. Barely half an hour. Yep, anyway, we are here discussing whether Christianity would be better off to get the fuck out of America. We take the affirmative. Jesus is Santa Claus for adults. Absolutely. 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 I mean, let's face it, it's a story about magical fruits and magical gardens with talking animals and snakes and magics of all sorts and wizard duels like Moses and the pharaohs, magi, whoever they are, fighting each other with snakes and magic snakes. The fact that grown-ass mature people believe any of this nonsense is almost beyond belief. Of course, it's not. It's absolutely believable. You know, not the weird stories, but that people actually believe it. That part's true. That part is true. True and horrifying. Yeah. Yikes. Oh, we've got another. Where do we get to? Oh, it must have started a new live journey thing. Anyway, the queue has emptied out. We went from 10 people to 0. So if you want to come out and discuss the topic, then come on up, please. My algorithm's jumping at the moment, but the queue is cleared out. Let's see. We'll give it a few more minutes on this one. Then we'll try another background or something. I really like this one, though. This one's sort of politics and religion rolled into one. It's the worst of the worst. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. We always get a lot of keyboards for Christ, but if there was as many of them as there was up here on the stage, we would never have to worry about finding somebody to talk to. It's crazy. Let's see. Got a few people requested up at the same time. Does it say Gatito? I think she was first here. Hey, Gatito, you there?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you one of the Christians?
No, I am not. I just wanted to tell you that I do agree with you, but also I wanted to say that not just Christianity is wrong, all the religions are wrong. I mean, there is no God at
I
all.
mean,
None of them.
I'll give you a high five on that one. Whoop-ah!
Thank you. That's all, my
No
friend.
problem.
Thank you for
No
the
problem.
release. Alrighty,
No
you're
problem.
right.
I do what I can. Thank you much. Thank you much. All right. Oh no, the other one disappeared. All right, queue's wide open again. So come on up and let's discuss this here topic. All right. Let's see. The algorithm is still moving, so say those in a Muslim country. Yeah, it's weird. If you go to a Muslim country and say a bunch of Christian stuff, you can get in big trouble. Here in America, you can say whatever you want. You don't get into trouble. But if we leave this up to Christians, that will be destroyed. And it will probably be sooner than later. Because these motherfuckers have lost their stinking minds out here. Passing laws to read the Bible in school. They don't even understand how bad this is for them, too. Like, it sounds great. And they think they've got some kind of little victory until it backfires right in their silly faces. And then all of a sudden, it's like the other lady was saying, like, all of a sudden you're a Protestant being told by a Catholic that you're being a Christian wrong. Like, this is what happens every fucking time. This is why the founders got rid of this shit. It was because it was a big, giant, bloody mess. That's why. All right, let's see. Hey, guest, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you one of the Christians?
Yeah, actually I am, but
Cool.
before I was Christian, I was actually quite satanic, if that means anything to you.
I mean, not really, I guess. So,
Well,
do you have
there's
the problem?
yeah, the dollar bill says in God we trust, but they also believed in separation of church and state.
Well,
For good
it was
reason.
Christians who put that on paper money in the 50s.
No, it's
Was that for
because
World
we
War
have a
II?
sense of morality as people, right? So Christianity seems like, the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt respect thy mother. So the sense of morality comes from
That
a
was a
sense
few
of
of them.
religion. Yeah, I mean, they're all good. They're all good rules. 10 easy rules to follow, the golden rule, treat people like you want to be treated.
So,
But
love your
besides
neighbor as
that,
yourself, that one.
yeah, exactly.
Love the Lord your God with all thy heart and thy soul and thy mind.
I mean, as much as you love your father, right? But at the end of the
So
day,
you're okay with being commanded who to love and to hate, right?
well, you know what? Love your other neighbor who does the exact opposite of the person who tells you to,
Well, what neighbor are you talking about?
be good. Satan, the enemy.
Satan is my neighbor?
You can love your enemy. I mean, this is a very simple concept, brother. You can love
So
your
you love
friend or you
Satan.
can love your enemy. And so, are we enemies or are we friends? So the
Are
concept
you
of
friends
friend
with
or enemy.
Satan?
What do you believe in? Do you believe in treating people right, or do you believe in
I believe in
breaking the
not being
rules?
commanded who to love and to hate. I think
I
that's
think you're just a
evil.
rebellious little girl, dude.
Okay.
I think that's all it is. I think you're just being a rebellious little child, and
Yeah, I'm
you don't
rebelling
want to.
against God who says slavery's
For
okay
what
and
reason? What did he do to
commands
piss
people
you
to go
off?
rape and murder. Like, no, yeah, I
No,
rebel against that.
you're
It's my
propagating.
little
Somebody told
rebellious
you
spirit.
something. You're
My
following some
freedom
new
in
world
America
order
to speak out against such evil comes from actual freedom, not from
because people don't
Christianity.
believe in same-sex marriage. That's where it all started. You know
What?
that back in 2012, right? That's when the whole thing started. Back in
So we're just
2012,
rambling incoherently now? Or?
back in 2012, the whole LGBTQ movement started, and that's the reason people started to hate God. So, are you fighting for the LGBTQ movement,
Started to
or are
hate
you fighting
God.
for? No, you're fighting for same-sex marriage. Essentially, that's why you hate God. You
Yeah,
don't
that's
even
called
know.
freedom. I know Christians hate it because they think it's
Freedom.
icky,
To
and
what
God tells them
extent?
to kill people like that. So I'm sure it just irks the shit out of you that
Okay,
you can't
so
actually
here's the
do
thing.
what your God
So
told you to do.
they could
But
kill
that's
us, but
actually
we can't kill
freedom.
them.
Like, you know,
No, so they
if
could kill
Gary
us, but
wants
we
to
can't
marry
kill.
Bob, it
Who are
has
you
nothing to
fighting
do with
for?
me. I don't even know them. Like,
Who are
you
you
know what I'm
fighting
saying? So I
for?
mean,
Are
it's
you
kind of
fighting for
crazy.
true men,
I'm
Americans,
fighting
or are you
against
fighting for the
Christianity because
LGBTQ?
it's the epitome of all evil
Okay,
in
so you're taking the
humanity.
LGBTQ side and you're fighting against Christianity,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
real
Yeah.
broad men.
Yeah, I'll take the side that's for freedom of love over the side that's against slavery and hate,
Dude,
or that's
that's
for
gay.
slavery and hate.
I'm out. All
That's
right, you
you.
said you spoke your piece.
That's you. Congratulations, buddy. Oh shit! I was gonna argue with that motherfucker till he ran. It didn't take as long as I thought it did. He wasn't near as stubborn as I assumed he was gonna be. Damn. And folks, once again, these are the adults out here who are voting and, you know, talking out loud and stuff. Of course, it's a free country. You know, you're free to do that. Of course, if Christians have anything to do with it, you won't. Oh, man. Man, that's crazy. It's one of those, like, self-setting and self-activating traps. Like, it's just weird, man. It's fucking weird. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Boy, oh boy. Good morning, Izzy. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We just chilled, relaxed, didn't do too much. For most folks with any amount of reason right now, it's kind of hard to be patriotic. But, you know, whatever. We just chilled, made some pretty good food, even though it cost a goddamn arm and a leg. Made some food, just chilled, did some shit in the yard. You know, did a live yesterday. It was really early, but it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. Pretty decent, I guess. But no, this is a free country. Well, it's supposed to be free. Like I said, if you leave it to Christians, that's the last thing it'll be is a fucking free country. They'll take us right back to a theocracy. And most of them just openly and publicly say that shit. They're like, did anyone else watch that debate with Mehdi Hassan and the other, like, Christian nationalist group? Like, even he was taken aback by several of them people. Like the one dude, like, oh yeah, we'll use free speech till we get our power, and then we're just going to take it away, and then we'll implement this. And Mehdi Hassan's like when Mehdi Hassan is a man of few words, like, you said something very, very horrible or insanely stupid, I guess. I don't know, but damn. Resurrected, what up, dog? What up, dog? I hope you get I saw some of your stream yesterday. I hope y'all, well, you're in a hotel, so I can imagine you're staying cool, but I hope they get that taken care of. It is a very, very bad time to lose air conditioning right now. And when I say very bad, I mean, like, it's like hell out there. Like the very depths of hell itself. That's what it feels like in the yard after more than 5 minutes, I guess. Izzy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Izzy. All right, guys, my algorithm is moving. But, oh my God, I can only imagine. Mine went out several years ago, and it was hot, but it wasn't like right now hot, and it was still freaking miserable, and it wasn't even this bad. Ugh. Thank you. Well, the algorithm is still moving here, so I think we ought to wait it out. We've been getting some conversations. Hell, I'm kind of in a good mood if I'm going to talk to wackos like the last guy. Today's kind of the day because I don't mind messing with them till the end of fucking time. Damn. Anyway, hopefully we have some good conversations. That's what we would prefer up in here. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Somebody requested up, but they disappeared, I guess. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Hey, Tom, you there?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy? You were a Christian, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, go ahead. What you want to talk about, man?
Okay, so you would describe an America that is basically ruled by Christians. What as would you describe it as, like a Christian, like a basically a theocracy, as is what I would call
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what would you describe is the opposite, basically what you want? What is the opposite called?
Freedom.
But I'm specifically talking about like the form of government. So Christian, like a nationalist America, would be like a theocracy.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess I'm fine with democracy, but then again, it has its setbacks, doesn't it?
I would agree, and that's actually what I wanted to point to.
Actually, let me say this before we move on. I would say democracy, but with the ground rules like the Bill of Rights.
The ground rules, like the Bill of Rights. Okay.
Yeah, not just a straight up 100% democracy, but as long as we have an
What do you mean?
agreed
What do you mean
constitution to
by?
go on.
Yeah, but what do you mean by? So you're saying a democracy with limits?
Well, a constitution, a Bill of Rights, yeah.
Okay, so
Basically,
I
what we
guess
got, let's just keep it that way. Let's put it that way.
okay.
Even
I
though it's not
mean,
perfect. It's
yeah. So
the best I can
let's
think
just
of.
let's just start there then. So, at the onset or at the outset in this, it's a representative republic. We limit people's freedom already. Like already, we do that.
Right, but it's always the minimal amount needed. Like when you give free speech, like it's a danger to other people. Like if you're on a plane and you yell certain things, or fire in a movie theater or whatever. So I mean, you
hmm
have to, threatening words and stuff naturally have to be treated
Yeah,
just a little bit different because they invoke other things and other people. But that's extremely limited. According to the Constitution, you're supposed to keep that to the absolute minimal. Like the Supreme Court would agree that like asking someone to step out of their car during a traffic stop is not too much of an invasion on a Fourth Amendment right. Even though it is, they say that's reasonable in the situation for safety reasons and stuff.
yeah.
Just
I
nuances
yeah.
like that, you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. But isn't this all? Isn't the entailment of that basically the conclusion is that whatever limits are put on people's freedoms, it really just comes down to the conclusion or the interpretation of the ones that are, I guess, enforcing these limitations.
Pretty much, yeah.
So how do we have? I don't want to use this word. I'm not. Or how do we? Okay, how do we trust that the enforcement arm of the Constitution? How do you trust that their interpretation aligns with whatever your interpretation is, or the consensus of the majority, I
Hindsight,
suppose?
250 years of history to look back on. Did it work? Did it not work? Like even when the founders founded this system, they said it must and will be revised. So they were saying this is what we're starting with, but it will have to change and adapt. They say people will try to take it away. Some stuff is going to prove not viable, so it'll need to be changed. Like they weren't oblivious to all this. They didn't set up like this perfect system that's been eroded. They said from the beginning it's going to be
Mhm.
need to be changed and revised, and there will be attacks on it and problems with it. They acknowledged all this stuff,
So yeah,
which is
right.
awesome.
I agree, but so the process of the revision that they said was necessary, I would agree. But isn't it prone to basically like a consensus of a majority, which is like historically
Yeah,
known to
yeah,
be faulty?
sure, yeah.
So isn't that like a major problem?
It can be.
But not only can it be, but it has been, hasn't it? I'm not even
Sure.
talking about America.
And it might be
I'm talking
again,
about
yeah.
like
That's why I
the
do this channel, man. I'm perfectly aware of all these problems in a democracy. Like
right.
if 99% of the country turned Christian all of a sudden, we're about to live in a democracy. And that's just how it is. Like democracy is two wolves in a sheep voting on what to have for dinner. That's why it's important to have a baseline like the Constitution and then go beyond that. And then even though it's, wildly imperfect, That's all we can do is try to use our reason. That's what the founders themselves said. They said the voice of reason is going to have to reign in this country. You're going to have to use rationale to keep people in line instead of just like religion. You know what I mean? Which
Right,
is
I agree.
what
Okay,
most
so
monarchies do.
why do we? Okay, so let me just back up. Why do we accept that having? I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I'm asking this question to provoke an interesting conversation. So why do we accept having a constitution written by people however many hundreds of years ago? Why do we accept that that is the thing that we should aspire to like protect or change like we're supposed to bring about a better outcome? Why do we accept that that should be the case and protected versus like a what like an anarchy or something or
If you think it's
something
wrong,
where
you shouldn't protect it.
but why
Or
not?
just like move. If you don't like this and you don't think you can change it, just move somewhere else whose system you
No,
like better.
but what I'm asking is what is the better like system
I
of
don't know,
freedom?
man. I have no idea. I have no
So
idea.
you
I
don't
don't even
know.
think it's necessarily the system. Like, I don't think it's even necessarily saying like capitalism is the right one or socialism is the right one. I think it completely and utterly depends on the people and how they implement that system and just how they look at it overall. Because as far as I can tell, let me put it this way, it's kind of a fun story too. I think that one of the most successful constitutions in history came from the Spartans in the ancient world. And when I say successful, I mean like nearly 100% like patriotism,
Mhm.
conforming to the Constitution, to the rules, stuff like that. For over 400 years, there was a superpower for a long time, so it worked. You know what I mean? For centuries.
Yeah.
But so not only was that one of the most successful constitutions in history, but it was also one of the most strictest and unusual. So it was like literally one of the worst ones I can think of, but it was also the most successful. So that ought to just go to show you that it's not necessarily the system on its own. You know what I'm saying? It gets more complicated, but it's also how people like just look at it themselves as that people, and you know how they implement it, how they adapt. Whether that's eventually why I went away because they didn't adapt fast enough. Like you have to change with
Right.
times because that's what time is change. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
Okay.
just saying. Like I'm from America. I feel like this is a good system. They did things that had never been seen. It
Yeah.
produced the richest, most powerful country in the world. We have 250 years of hindsights and mistakes to look back on and try to correct. If you think
hmm
it's a mistake, I mean, like I say, it gets complicated, but
Yeah.
ultimately, let's just take the baseline here, the Constitution, try to preserve it like it was meant to be, and I'll just assume that it created the richest, most powerful, freest country in history for a
Yeah.
reason there. We'll go with that.
So I'll just say this. I'll use an analogy. So like imagine like you have something like you are sharpening a sword or two swords, or you're sharpening a sword. You have to use friction against the metal to make it stronger. Like, and I would use this as it's analogous to America. You're saying that on your side, you're a proponent of freedom, right? Which I agree. But on the completely opposite side, you would say Christians are antithetical to freedom. So could you not say that this process of friction is what makes freedom stronger? The clash and the friction between those who are proponents of
Oh
freedom
no, no,
versus
no! It would
Christians
be
that are
stronger if there
anti-freedom?
wasn't a clash to begin with. If there was a common understanding of freedom, it would be that much closer to the like I don't know. Like you're kind of using the argument that Scipio Africanus tried to use during the Punic Wars with Rome. He was saying if we just leave Carthage alone and don't conquer them, it'll keep us sharp because they'll keep us like ready to defend and we won't become relaxed. But of course, they just conquered them in the end. But it's basically the same argument. You're saying if the dispute is there, which in a way you are right. In a way you are right. But I mean, if we're in conformity anyway on the freedom aspect, then we wouldn't have to argue about it to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. But let's go there. So let's say in your perspective, proponents of freedom, they have this fight, or you have this fight against those that are antithetical to freedom. But if you lose, should you not have lost?
I mean, probably not. I mean, I'm fully aware that I can lose. Like tomorrow, this country could be majority Christian and take it all away from us. Like, I'm aware. Yeah. That don't
Right,
mean
but
we should have lost. It just means we did. Like,
right. It's a descriptive claim. So like what I'm saying is so right now the Christians are not like, I would say they're not getting together and forming like militias or okay, you'll probably say they are, but what I'm saying is you
that's
don't
what I
have
call
Christians.
MAGA.
Yeah, but the Christians have not declared all out war and are like currently fighting against like non-Christians in
That's because some of them smart these days, though. That's not the best way to do it. The best way, it takes longer, but the best way to do it is to silently chip away at freedom. Just like violent. Here, I'm going to put it on the screen. Hold on a second. I use this all the time. This is a quote from James Madison here. And it says, there are more instances of the abridgment of the freedom of the people by gradual and silent encroachments of those in power than by violent and sudden usurpations. Like, you can do it by just taking the power and usurping the country and then forcing everything with a strong hand, but it doesn't work as good. What works as good is just silently chipping away and slowly implementing these things is the best way to do it.
Right,
far.
I agree.
Not even
I
close.
agree. Yeah, that makes
what
sense.
they're doing. That's the best way to do it. It's the smartest, most effective way to actually make it work.
But wouldn't that okay?
But
so
I'm saying,
let's
like, if Christianity is a pro-slavery religion, it can't also be pro-freedom. That was the biggest
right.
problem with the Constitution when they originally wrote it. Well, they're saying, hey, we got a big problem here. If all men are created equal, how can we throw slavery in the mix here? This is just going to make us look like hypocrites. But they did it anyway. It just looked like hypocrites to the rest of the world. But, you know.
Well, so let's say America. So then, if that did happen, if the conclusion of the matter is the Christians like successfully took over America, then that would redefine America.
Yeah.
That and now America has
we
changed.
go back
So
to like burning witches again, and then having Catholic versus Protestant would just be another repeat of history for the 50,000th time.
yeah, okay. I thought that would be an interesting conversation. Thanks for thanks for having me up again.
Yeah, no problem, man. Have a good one, Tom. Thanks for coming up. All right. That was pretty interesting. That was interesting, I thought. All right. Well, the queue is once again full, so hopefully one of these many folks stuck around. That's so weird how it like empties out for a minute, falls back up. All right, so I have no idea. This one. Oh. Hey, Caden, you there?
Hello?
Caden, are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm actually a Christian. I'm getting ready for church right now.
Oh, cool, man. Well, what you want to talk about?
Well, my thing about this is that whenever America was being founded by our, the founding fathers, they based it off the Holy Trinity. They based it off Christianity.
Oh, absolutely not. That's completely false.
So my thing is just like, when you do live a Christian life, you actually live a full Christian life, not the cherry picking, not the type of white Christian you see today. When you actually live in the spirit, I promise you this country, if it went back to that, we would start growing. We would start going crazy together. We would be insane together. You know how more pure it would be?
Well, let me ask you something. If let's just, for example, say my kid spoke evil to me and I threw rocks at him till he died. Would that be a sin to you?
I don't know what father would do that. So yeah, that would be a sin.
Oh, well, any father who's following God's commands would do that because that's what God commanded.
Okay, so what was the incident?
That a child spoke evil of father and mother. You have to stone them to death.
But which instant?
What do you mean, which instance? Any
Which
instance
book
where
was
they
that
speak
in?
evil of
But
father
which
and
book
mother?
was that in, is I'm asking.
Oh, it's in Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus. Jesus says it himself in Matthew 15.
Okay. What is the full extent of the story? Are we just cherry picking,
That's
or
the
are we getting
law.
to the full extent?
No, it's the law. The law says if a child is disobedient or speaks evil of father and mother, they shall surely be put to death. That is the command of God. It says you must purge the evil from among you.
Okay, now let's see.
So are
this.
you aware that Jesus actually chastises the Pharisees for that, for not doing that in Matthew 15?
Now, what is one of the commandments now? To obey thy
Huh?
mother and father. So that's a sin, right?
It's a
Is
sin
that not one of
not to obey
is
your
the-
mother
is
and
not-
father.
is
Yeah,
not-
according
is-
to the command.
No. That's not what I asked. Is not one of the
Oh.
commandments obey thy mother and father? So if I were to do
Oh,
that to
yeah,
my
yeah.
mother and father, that's a sin, right?
Yeah.
And so exactly like that.
So when they stone you to death for that, it's not a sin, right?
Okay, so then what did Jesus do whenever he saw Mary Magdalene about to get stoned?
Mary Magdalene.
Oh, you don't know that story, huh?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
Never
So
heard
Mary
of it.
Magdalene
Are
was
you
a
talking about the
prostitute, right?
adulteress?
I'm talking about the prostitute who was seen by
You
Jesus.
think Mary
about-
Magdalene was a prostitute?
It's what it says it was.
Oh shit!
That's what it says
Didn't
how
know
it
that.
goes, okay? So Mary Magdalene
Wow.
was in a field and she was about to be stoned by all these other people, right? And what does Jesus do? He sees that lady. He says, "What are y'all doing? This is like, how are y'all about to cast upon this upon someone else? That's not y'all's right, right? We're not obliged. We're not like, we can't like give ourselves the authority to do that to someone. That's not our place, right? It's not our place to do that to someone. So what does Jesus do? He sees Mary in the field. All these men are about to stone her. So what does he say? He who has not casted a sin, throw the first stone. No one threw a stone. They all dropped it and they didn't do anything.
You have that story wildly mixed up with other stories and wildly inaccurate.
I promise you I don't.
I promise you do. That's
I
not
promise
Mary
you, search
Magdalene
up the
in the
story
story
of
of the
Mary-
adulteress.
Nope. Okay, who's the adulteress?
All right. So first of all, the law wasn't even followed properly. So Jesus was under no obligation to go with any of that because the law wasn't
How
properly
is Jesus
followed.
under
The
no
actual-
obligation if he is the Father?
Because the law from God actually says you have to
And-
bring the woman and the man before the council. They have to stand there together. So if
Yeah,
they
and
only
who
bring
was
the
the
woman,
council?
then they're
Who was the
already not
council?
following the law.
Who was the council at the time? Jesus Christ.
Whoever's
in that
around,
moment.
no, whoever's around is the council. It's like the Pharisees and stuff.
No, Jesus was there. He's the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit.
I
He's-
know he was
he's
there.
the
and
judgment,
he did not
so
say
he-
don't throw the stone. He says let he who has no sin cast the first stone. So he told
That's
them
exactly
to do
what
it.
I said. That's
If you have
exactly what
no
I
sin,
said.
yeah.
That's
Yep,
exactly
told
what
him
I
to do
said.
it.
And no one
Exactly.
did it. And no one did it.
Oh wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like you're talking about
So
stones.
yeah, the law requires that you stone adulteresses, though, doesn't it?
And so did they do it in front of Jesus?
They couldn't because it was not lawfully executed.
So why is that?
Because the man wasn't there. You have to bring the woman and the man out.
You're not making any sense.
The law says bring the woman and the man out who are accused of adultery together. They have to be together. So if someone comes to Jesus and they only got a woman and that's it, and they say, hey, she committed adultery, then it's invalid by the law. You have to have them both there.
Okay, dude. You're just like you're trying to
Well,
like
I'm the
make
one who
that-
actually knows the laws that they're talking about, where you clearly don't.
I promise you. I promise. So then, do you not believe in Jesus Christ?
Heck no, he wasn't even a prophet. He was a phony and a liar. And he didn't even, I'm not even impressed with his teachings anyway. He calls a Canaanite woman a dog. He chastises Pharisees for not killing their kids. Like, there's nothing admirable about this guy.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like argue you like your beliefs. Like, if that's truly what you're believing, then you know that's you. I believe in my thing.
So when Jesus said, here, I'll just read it. It says, Jesus answered them, why do you break the commandments of God for the sake of your tradition? For God said, honor your father and your mother. Whoever speaks evil of father and mother must surely die. That's Jesus.
So if we keep living in a state where we just disobey our father and mother and we just keep sinning, I mean, we're sinning.
So now
So
you're saying it's okay to stone the disobedient kids to death.
when did I say that?
I'm asking you, are you now saying that? You're saying it's not okay,
No,
right?
no, it's not
Okay. Well,
okay.
then it sounds like you're against Jesus too, because Jesus is
Oh,
chastising them for not
I
doing that.
promise you, I am not against Jesus Christ. I promise you that, sir. You cannot say that
Okay,
to me.
then if you agree with Jesus, then you also agree with him that you should be stoning children who speak evil of father and mother to death, because that's
So
what
is
he's
that in the
chastising
old?
the
Is that
Pharisees
is that
for.
is that in the Old or New Testament?
The New Testament. It's in Matthew chapter 15. I already said this 3 times.
Okay, dude, you're like you. This is the problem: is that y'all are gonna contradict and contradict. Like that's the problem.
No, I didn't contradict anything. I read it to you. How is me reading a verse to you a contradiction?
Because you're
What am
taking
I
it the wrong
contradicting?
way. You're taking it in the
It's
wrong
what it
way. What
says.
did
Hold
but
on.
what did
Okay.
Jesus
Well, let me
what
read it
did
again.
Jesus do? What did Jesus do? This
Let
is the
me
thing
let
that
me
Jesus
read it to
rewrites
you
all of
again. It
these.
says the Pharisees and scribes came to Jesus from Jerusalem and said, "Why do your disciples break the tradition of the elders? For they do not wash their hands before they eat." So the Pharisees have just came to Jesus and they said, "Why aren't you keeping the tradition of the elders and washing your hands?" Right?
Of washing their hands before they eat.
Right. They
So
asked
you're
Jesus
telling
why he
me
wasn't doing this. Hold on. That was just 2 little verses there. So the Pharisees came to Jesus and said, "Why are you not washing you're breaking the tradition of the elders by not washing your hands," right? That's exactly what's happened here so far. I'm not taking anything out of context, right?
so I'm sorry, I got caught up in the comments. So the washing your hands is like legit washing your hands like you gotta wash it before
That's
you
not
eat.
the point here, though. I'm just trying to follow the first 2 verses. It says, the Pharisees came to Jesus from Jerusalem and said, "Why do you break the tradition by not washing your hands?" That's what's happening in the story contextually, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
So the
what
very
exactly is
next
washing your
verse,
hands?
it just washing your hands before you eat, just cleansing your
Okay,
hands,
so
whatever.
if I'm in the
It doesn't
middle
matter.
of
It's irrelevant.
Jerusalem
That's
and I'm
that's
walking
not
and my
what we're
hands are
talking about.
dirty,
This isn't about washing hands.
that's what you just said.
All I'm trying to do is make sure we're in agreement in what's happening in the story here. This has nothing to do with washing hands. That's just mentioned there, but it's not the point. So if we agree that the Pharisees have came to Jesus and said, "Why are you breaking the tradition of the elders by not washing your hands?" then we're in agreement that what's happening in the story so far, right?
So
It's straight
okay,
up. There's
so
you don't have
people
to
are
like
getting mad at
interpret
Jesus
that.
for not washing their hands before he eats, is what you're telling me?
No, I'm asking if you agree with what's happening in the verse. The Pharisees came to Jesus and said, "Why do you break the tradition of the elders by not washing your hands?" That's what's happening in the story so far. They're asking Jesus why he's breaking the tradition, right?
Okay, keep going.
So, okay, right. That's simple. Okay, verse 3.
I'm not
This
agreeing.
is what
I'm asking you keep going.
you don't agree.
I'm telling you keep going. I just said okay, keep going.
Well, we can't go until we agree. That's why I've spent so much time on this so far. I'm trying to
Because
make
what
sure
are you
we're on the
getting at
same
washing
page
your
100%.
hands? Like you're bringing up washing your hands
I don't know why this is so hard to track. It's
because
in
you're
the
not
verses.
making any sense.
I'm only asking you if you agree that is what is happening in this story contextually. I'm not taking it out of context or saying something false there, right? The Pharisees have came to Jesus and asked him why he break the tradition of the elders by not washing his hands. That's it.
Okay, so they're mad at him for not washing his hands before he eats when there's obviously no water around him. Nice.
It doesn't say they're mad or anything. It just says
I mean,
your
obviously, if I were to
disciples
go up to
break the
someone and I
tradition
would
of
be
the
like, "Why are
elders
you
by
not doing
washing
this?
their
You know,
hands."
this is wrong." Of course, they're obviously mad that they're not doing it the original
Okay,
way.
fair enough. Fair enough. As long as we're in agreement with what's happening in the story.
That's not me agreeing.
How do I get you to agree on what's happening here?
Because you haven't even finished the statement. You're just saying that they haven't washed their hands before they
I can't get past
ate.
2 verses, and I don't know what's happening here. So I'm asking you if you agree that in these verses, the Pharisees have came to Jesus and asked him why he is breaking the tradition of the elders by not washing their hands. That's it. That's all I want to know. Do we agree that's what's happening in the story
I'm
or
just
not?
asking you to keep going. Like you could
I
you could
will
say that,
as
but
soon
keep
as we
going.
can agree
What do you
on
need
what
my
is actually
approval
happening
for?
so there is no confusion in the next verse.
Okay,
If we can't even get
but
past
I'm
the
just
first two
asking you to
verses
keep going.
and just agree that the Pharisees are asking Jesus something, why in the world would we need to move on to the next verse and deepen the confusion?
Because why are you leaving out the verse?
I
Why do I
want
have to
to
agree with you?
I
Why do
desperately
I have to
want to
agree
read
with
the
you?
next verse with
Why do I
you, but
have
I
to
need
agree
you
with
to
you in
agree
order for
on
you
what
to
is
keep
actually
going?
happening here.
Why am I
So you
having
want to
to
accuse
agree
me
with you?
of being, I'm, for the 18th time, sir, I need you to agree so we don't move on to the next verse and deepen confusion. If we're
And I'm
agreeing
sorry,
on the
dude,
first two
but
verses, then we are in accordance so far.
okay, well, we're obviously not gonna agree because I'm just simply asking you to keep going in the verse.
And I am telling you for the 10th freaking time now, I would love to read the next verse.
Okay,
But I
then
need
read
you
it.
to acknowledge what
Read
is
it.
happening in the first two
What is
verses. I
me?
will, as
What
soon
is
as you
me
acknowledge
having
what is
to accept
happening.
it? Just read it.
Yeah,
Just read.
this makes
Stop
no
cherry
sense at all to
picking.
me.
Stop cherry picking.
I'm
You're cherry
not
picking.
cherry picking.
You
What
want
the
to pick
hell are
two
you
verses,
talking
then you want me to
about?
agree. Then you can move on. That's
All right,
keep going.
I'm at the end of my rope here. This is the last time I'm going to ask you: is it contextually correct that the Pharisees have came to Jesus and
I
asked
don't
him why
have
he's
the
breaking the
full
tradition of Moses?
text. Tell me the full text.
All right, have a good one.
Okay, dude. God.
All right, you're clearly far too stupid to understand two stinking verses, so there's absolutely no point in keeping that going. I don't think anyone in the comments could say I didn't try there. I desperately tried. Like, my God. Wow. I don't know what's happening in people's minds there. I don't know if it's like he knows he's going to be wrong if he says it, but he's not. I really don't know. I really don't know, man. It's not even a trap. It's just asking if people. No, like, oh my God. I don't know. I don't even know. I could sit here and try to guess, but I don't know the mind of the zealot. I have no idea.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up, buddy? Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Cool. So what you want to talk about, man?
I guess America would be better off without Christianity. So if we get rid of Christianity, what do you think would replace it, or what do you think should be in place of it?
What we have right now, actual freedom.
Okay,
Like Christians are passing laws like in Texas where they just passed the law
yeah.
where kids have to read the Bible mandatorily in school. Like if you take Christianity away, then there's not kids being forced to read other people's holy books in a religiously free country.
Yeah, so I think the answer is interesting. So you say like we should have freedom, but you would agree that there's certain people, or like there's certain freedoms or things that people do that infringe on other people's freedoms, right? So like
Yeah,
saying,
especially Christians.
yeah, so you'd say that that's bad. So if we have freedom now, so if somebody like, let's say Christianity or Christians with their freedom were to infringe on someone that has also freedom, you would say that would be bad, right? Or at least freedom is
Yeah,
bad
if you're infringing
entirely?
on someone else's freedom, then it's bad, yeah.
Okay, so freedom can't be the answer then, right?
Do you mean not taking away people's freedom would be the answer?
No, like you can't say that freedom entirely because, right, when you say
Well,
we
it's
should have freedom,
not entirely. I would agree with you there.
okay, so
That's what
yes,
I was talking about with the last guy too. Like there is like we have free speech, but you can't go sit
yeah,
on a plane and yell bomb. You know what I mean? It's illegal. You can't do things that would incite. So there
so
is limits. I agree with you, but I mean naturally there has to be to
yeah,
protect
so I guess
some
yeah,
stuff.
fair enough. So I guess like when I ask like what do you think should replace it, and you say freedom, but then you say that well, not actual freedom.
Well, that's why I also said
freedom?
freedom like what we have right now. I didn't just say pure 100% freedom. I said the freedom, well, we don't have it right now, but the freedom we basically started with, the Bill of Rights freedom.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm tired, so I don't even know.
Well,
America,
well, you don't think it's right though for Christians to pass laws that infringe, like on other people's children, like reading the Bible in school, do you?
I would say that. Okay, let's say for the sake of this conversation that I don't think that's wrong, right?
So you do think it's right though? We'd like to know
Yeah,
what you
so
actually
I would
think.
say I would say I think it's right. Yeah.
Okay. So what if all of a sudden there was a Muslim majority in the country and the Muslims passed a law that said your Christian children have to read the Quran in school and not the Bible?
Yeah, I would say that was wrong as well. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, but that's the hypocrisy, man. Like you're willing to make other people's kids read the Bible, but you're not willing to have your kids read someone else's holy book, and that's the problem with all this. That's exactly it.
So what? I'm curious. What do you believe? Like,
What do you mean in regards to what are you talking about?
like, what's your belief? Are you atheist, Christian, Muslim, Jewish?
Oh yeah,
What's
I'm
your-
just an atheist. Yeah, I'm an atheist. Yeah.
Okay, you're an atheist. Okay, so
here's the thing. I would fight vehemently to keep your right to be a Christian and to read the Bible if you want to, even though I'm an atheist. But I don't think Christians would fight to have atheists have the freedom not to have the Bible read to their children in school. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair point to point out. But you hold. I just want to make sure. So Christianity, in your view, this is bad in Christianity for Christianity to do this. Do you hold the same standard to Muslim, to any like Islamic or
Yes.
Jewish?
Yes.
Okay, so
this is a religiously free country. They have the right to be a Muslim here, and I
No,
would
I'm
like
not
to keep
disagreeing.
that
I'm not-
right for them. You have the right to be a Christian. I have the right to be an atheist. Let's just keep
No.
it like that. Why should
Yeah.
Christians usurp the power and try to make everybody else read their holy book? Like that makes
I'm
no
agreeing.
sense.
I'm
man. You're on the
I'm
wrong side of history there. If you're on
I'm
that
agreeing.
side.
I'm agreeing with you, right? But I'm saying, do you hold the same standard for Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist,
Yes.
Hindus?
Yes.
So you don't think that they
Yes.
should infringe their?
No.
Okay.
Nobody wants to read the Quran in school. Nobody wants to read
Okay,
the Bible
perfect,
in school.
perfect.
The Bible's just as
Awesome.
bad as the Quran, if not worse.
Okay, perfect, awesome. So your prompt shouldn't be America would be better off without Christians. It should be America would be better off without religion. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I'm talking about Christianity specifically. Because
Yeah,
they're the
but-
ones with all
okay,
the power.
let's say-
They're the ones with all the money. They're the ones with the majority. They're the ones
Yeah.
in every branch of the government right now. They're the ones passing laws to make other people read the Bible. No Muslims are doing that. Why would I have a problem with Islams if they're not trying to force Islam on everybody else here? At least not yet.
So-
If they
so-
do, we'll address that when the time comes.
Okay, that's interesting. So do you acknowledge that if there was a vacuum in Christian politicians and Christian power that hold power over the system, wouldn't you agree that in time another religion would soak up that power, like Islam
No.
or
No, not in a religiously free country. As long as we keep church and state separate, that will not happen.
So you don't think that
The
if
problem is
Christians-
you can just elect Christians to go be in politics and they're going to vote on Christian standards. That's all. I mean, that's all it is. But you
Fair.
can't almost no court rulings. Actually, I take that back. There's been a lot of court rulings in history that sided with the church coming into the state. But for the most part, nearly every decision ever made by the U.S. government, stuff like blue laws that were based on secular reasons, even though it was technically a religious thing, if that makes sense. Like blue
yeah.
laws say we have to observe the Sabbath, for example. But when they pass that in court, they don't say, yeah, everybody has to observe the Sabbath. They just say, well, people work all week and they need a day off. Like there's a long history of saying it's helping people out to let them rest as a populace. So at least there's a history of that, which is kind of silly, but it's still a
Yeah,
secular reason. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It doesn't
fair
involve
enough,
religion.
fair enough. But I think that when you say that, like, people can vote Christians into politics, the same is true for, Islamic, for Judaism. The same is true for Buddhism,
Right.
Hinduism.
Yeah, 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 you're right.
And so with
Except in
that,
the U.S., it almost never happens.
well, I mean,
Almost
you
every
say-
U.S. politician is Christian, overwhelmingly. There's hardly ever a public atheist in office in the United States.
Well, see, that's what's interesting. You said, I think you said something earlier. You said when that time comes, right? I think, well, if you look at the times right now, it seems like everyone, obviously not only atheists but Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, I think they're all vying for their own hold into politics, and because there's a lot more freedom than there was back then, we have people who are of different denominations, who are of different religions that are in politics currently. There's some in Texas, where I'm from. There's some cities that are completely Muslim, and they actually, I think some of them have some form of Sharia law, right? So when it comes to actual like foothold, when the time comes when Christianity eventually falls, all the politicians are overtaken or voted out, there definitely going to be a vacuum of power, and the people that are most likely going to be vying for that power are the people like the Muslims or Judaism.
Somebody will always try to. I mean, if there's a power vacuum, somebody's always going to try to take it. But right now, we have a constitution that completely separates those two. So at least we have that, no matter who's in office. So, like,
and
even
you
even a majority of Christians right now just can't simply say, "Hey, we want to read Bibles at school," and it's that easy. Like, there's still, you would have to go. That can be challenged constitutionally in the courts.
So
and stuff.
that's what's that's what's great about the times now. So I would say
let's
that-
keep it that
so-
way.
No, yeah. So I would say that right now that there's a Christian majority, you have the capability to hold these views. You have the capability to challenge this, and I can agree with you. Indoctrinating young children at a small age with religious texts is bad, but I think that you'd have to agree to some extent that if the Muslim majority were to take office, I don't think, Christians wouldn't be able to exist, obviously, because they'll be gone, they'll be voted out.
Right, because it would
But
be a Muslim
atheists-
state, right?
Yeah, atheists wouldn't be able to exist
Exactly.
either.
So us as
They
the
would
atheists
actually-
and them as Muslims and the Buddhists as Buddhists want the right to exist too, but they can't do that in an actual Christian state. That's
Well,
what
that's what I'm
happened
saying.
before
They-
this country was actually founded, and they were burning witches and
Well, that's what I'm saying. They
executing
exist. They
monks and
exist
priests who
now.
weren't doing it
They're
right.
flourishing now. They have their own
I know.
communities. They
Let's
have their
keep
own
it
laws,
religiously
but
free. That's what's important.
that's
It's going to
under-
serve everybody the
Yeah.
best to have the
But
freedom
you-
of religion.
Yeah, but you understand that that's under a Christian nation that they're able to do that.
It's not. It's
we're
not.
allowing
Nothing
atheists
in
to have their
Christianity
own
suggests
opinions.
freedom of religion or free speech or free thought even. It limits all those things. That Christianity is not the USA, and the USA ideals are not Christian.
So I'm saying now, as the Constitution stands, with the majority of politicians being Christian, there is able to be a flourishing of not only other religions, but also people who don't even believe in religions. I'm simply pointing out when the time comes and those politicians are voted out, naturally what follows is a power vacuum which would suck in probably the most powerful, I don't know, at the time it could be Islamic, it could be
hopefully it'll suck in
Judaism,
some
it
critical
could be-
thinkers who are perfectly aware that you can grant all these freedoms and still become rich and powerful, and you don't even have to take people's freedom. Ain't that cool?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you there, but what I'm saying is that whatever follows from the fall of what is now, I think not only will the freedoms be different, but they'll be a lot more limited than what we have now,
Right.
because
Well, let's
these
just
communities
join
are,
us atheists in voting for the separation of church and state, and we'll all be fine. If we can keep that, we're at least on some sort of the right path there.
well, I think I have some
But you have to
common
vote with
ground.
us on that. You can't say it's okay for us to make kids read the Bible and then turn
Yeah,
around and say
so
nobody else should be reading Qurans and stuff too. So like you have to have the same, you
yeah,
have to get
yeah.
on the
So
same wavelength in that
just
regard. I want to be an atheist. You want to be a Christian. Let's keep it that way state
yeah,
wise, because this is
just
bad for you too. Because even if Christians do win and the theocracy reigns, then you're going to
yeah.
have to do their form of Christianity, not yours. The Catholics are going to say you're no longer allowed to be a Protestant, or the Protestants are going to say you're no longer allowed to be a Catholic, and all of a sudden a whole lot more people are going to be getting burnt at the stake again.
Yeah, so just to clarify, or at least just to be transparent here, I agreed for the sake of the position so we can continue the argument to get to the main point. If you want my actual belief in this, I think that if you're someone, so as a young child, I think the secular science is what should be taught, like laws of logic and whatnot. But I'm also saying I think that if you're someone that's interested in theism and wants to seek theism, I think that should be a separate thing done on someone's own behalf. Right? I think that's more fair, or at
We
least
agree
more
with us.
genuine in that. But that's me being
Oh,
transparent. So I don't
there's a
disagree
but.
with no, I'm just saying I don't disagree with most atheists. Obviously, since I'm Christian, I have like different beliefs on why I believe what I believe, and
No,
obviously I
I get it.
disagree.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
just please don't let your bias turn into an erosion of freedom. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it slip by something like reading Bibles in schools just because you're a Christian and you believe in the Bible, because that is the way to destruction.
yeah, fair enough.
But
Yeah, so I guess I mean, I guess I'll just leave off on that where we can agree on that aspect, and
that would
yeah,
be great. I'd feel good about that.
I think I'm just gonna go drink some water and chill out on my couch. I'll talk to you. I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, man. Drink plenty of water because it is motherfucking hot out there. Good Lord, it's hot out there. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. I had no idea what to expect today, but it's been a really good life so far. Uh, let's see. My algorithm's flowing quite strongly. I definitely dig that. Let's see. Enya Brown and then Cajun K was next. Enya. Oh, hey, Guest, you there?
Irina, I'm sorry. I love your accent. But anyway, um, I didn't know if you were inviting only theists or.
Mostly, if you want to say something real quick, that's fine. But yeah, we're just looking for like mostly just talking to Christians and debate type stuff.
Right. So just maybe for a change, a sane person. I'm just kidding. Oh, they're not gonna flag you, are they?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, nothing. If you didn't hear it, um,
I,
I was just being facetious and saying that I'm gonna give you a break and sort of bless you with talking to a sane person, but that was probably not TikTok appropriate.
got you. All right. Well, I appreciate. No, it's totally TikTok appropriate, but yeah, we're just looking for debates or whatever. But shit, I appreciate you looking out for me. Like, thank you for thank you for that. The conversations have been pretty decent today, though. For real, we might have even changed the mind there, or something. I forgot what I said. Never mind. Hey, Cajun,
What's
you
up,
there?
apostate?
What's up, buddy? Are
Man,
you
I
Christian?
100% agree, man.
Oh shit.
Religion has no place in the halls of government. By what I mean is by political compulsion. religion should be free, or no religion should be our freedom of choice. It's never good when the state compels any religion. And most people don't realize this, but at the close of the 19th century in America, there was a bill making its way through Congress called the Blair Bill. Have you ever heard of it?
Seems vaguely familiar, but I could be way off in my head.
It was a bill that would make a law demanding Sunday observance nationally. Observant. Of course, it's not
Was
a
it in
Bible
Virginia?
institution. It was a national piece of legislation, and most people
There's one Sunday.
recognize Sunday as a Christian day. It's not biblical, but it is held by Christians. Well, that bill violates the whole principle of the state over here and religion over there. And it's actually it died in committee because there was one Christian denomination that stood up and argued against it and argued for religious freedom, including the freedom to have no religion. It's actually the denomination to which I belong as a Christian. And as a Christian, I can boldly say that
Quakers?
compelled religion has Seventh-day Adventist,
I'm just kidding.
which we're not far from it. We hold a lot of old beliefs, but principally, the principle of church and state getting together never works out. But unfortunately, that's what's coming. That's what's heading our way. Eventually, the church is going to get in bed with the state, just like during the Dark Ages, and they're going to persecute anybody who don't go along with it. And so, that's including me. I'm not going to go along with it because the type of religion they're going to advance is not going to be the one I subscribe to. It's not going to be Islam. It's not going to be Sakugai or the Baha'i faith or any of the Eastern Hinduism or Buddhism. It's going to be papal Christianity. That's what's going to be compelled. And if you don't want to believe in God, you should have the right to do it. That's what the Bible teaches. The Bible doesn't compel anybody by threat of harm to join. And yet we are hearing voices in mainstream Christianity today who want just that. There are fanatics out there who think the solution to society's problems is to force people to be religious, and that never ever works. That never works.
I mean, personally, I have pretty serious problems with the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't like the idea of children being forced to stand up and utter words of allegiance to a country every day, even though it's their own country.
100%
Forcing
agree.
people to utter those words is just, to me, I just don't like the feel of that.
Unfortunately, the Handmaid's Tale, things of that nature, that's what's heading our way. And as a student of Bible prophecy, and I know there are plenty of folks who don't believe it, but I believe that Bible prophecy is predicting this church-state union. It's coming, and we don't have to believe the Bible to see that
We finally
it is
got away
coming.
from it after like 2,000 years.
But it's going to return with a vengeance. We have the Supreme Court is almost all Catholic, with a one fake Protestant and one Jew. I don't see it. I don't see us heading it off at the pass. And this is going to spread globally. So
Well, hopefully just having these conversations out here makes a difference, man. I mean, there's almost 100 people right now, but I mean,
well, the
100
God I
people
worship
each
respects.
that tell one
choice.
person, that's 100 more people,
Yeah. You can't force people. You can reason. With Bible says, "Come now, let's reason together." It doesn't say, "Come now, let's beat each other over the head into submission." Unfortunately, Islam is a religion of submission. Judaism, many Eastern religions are
I mean,
sort of
Christianity is too. Just most Christians don't. They're like
not
you. They wouldn't
not
be
Bible
willing to force that
Christianity,
on other people.
right? Not Bible Christianity
No,
is
Bible
not
Christianity is the
representative.
worst, actually.
Well, no,
That's
I'm a
my
Bible
whole point
Christian,
in
and I
this.
don't
Is
believe in
like
compulsion.
I'm perfectly fine with I have no problem with you at all or your religion. But the reason I'm posing this like this, America would be better off without Christianity, because as long as this Bible's here and these doctrines exist, that fear will persist, and Bible doctrine here.
Well,
But I don't know if you've read the Bible before, but I've read it, and I was absolutely terrified by what I read in here. I thought it was. I can't believe anybody reads the Bible and signs up for Christianity. Honestly,
well, like for instance, many preachers will tell you that, like, say you, an atheist, you're destined to burn in hell in flames of torture for all eternity, right? That's
well,
what
I don't
they
even
told
think
you.
it says that, but
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say it. It actually teaches annihilation. People that refuse to go
yeah,
along are
just
blotted out of
destroyed by the
existence.
fire or destroyed in the
Destroyed,
fire.
yeah, and blotted. They don't exist anymore. But the way preachers get their pulpits packed is to threaten them with this eternal torment idea, and
Well,
you
the
can't
whole
even
thing's fear
convince
based.
Christians.
I mean, even in the Old Testament, it's a
Right.
fear based religion. That's what they do. I mean, it even says like the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. Like fear, everything starts with fear in this religion. Like the whole Old Testament, God does things so they'll fear Him. It controls through fear.
Well, but yeah, but at the same time, the Bible says, "Don't be afraid of God." But the word "fear" means to respect. It's kind of like Middle English. It
Like
really means
Paul
to
even said, "This is a
respect.
fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God."
Well, yeah, that word is to be afraid. But fear the Lord.
Yeah, well, they're all to be afraid. Like He made hold on a second, I'll read you. Like He makes in Ezekiel, He says God ordered the Israelites to sacrifice all their firstborn. And it says, "Moreover, I gave them statutes that were not good, and ordinances by which they could not live. I defiled them through their very gifts and their offering up of all their firstborn, in order that I might horrify them, so that they may know that I am the Lord their God." So He's doing things to horrify them all through the Old Testament. He's even making them kill their own kids here.
Well, they didn't actually kill any children because that was against the law. They were
Oh, they sure
allowed.
did. Well, God
They,
ordered
no,
them to do it. That was
no,
the
no,
law.
no. They were allowed to substitute that with an animal sacrifice, and it was meant to instill the awness of the true God after having been enslaved for 400 years and dealing with Pharaoh and these occult Osiris and
Yeah, but do
Semiramis
you
and these
realize
others.
that if He's allowing you to redeem the child with like an ox or a sheep, then the order was originally there to sacrifice them? Because if they're being redeemed with an ox and a sheep, there's something they're being redeemed from, and that was child sacrifice.
Right, and it's to teach redemption. Just like Adam and Eve were told they would die, but then at the last second, they were allowed to have a lamb slain. Just like Abraham and Isaac, when God said, "Abraham, Abraham, lay not thy hand upon thy son," and then he took hold of the lamb and sacrificed him instead. These
What
are
happened with Jephthah's
lessons.
daughter?
That's actually was not a human sacrifice. That's
It
not a human
definitely
sacrifice.
was.
No.
It
It
certainly
was a
was.
sacrifice of her virginity. If you examine the original
No,
language,
no. His vow was
yeah,
to offer the first thing he saw when he come out of
right,
his door by burnt
right.
offering, Khalil in Hebrew.
I know,
That's a
I know.
human. It says she mourned her virginity for 2 months, and then after that it says he did with her according to the vow that he made. He
Right,
sacrificed her. He burned her.
and it was 100% according to the theology, according to the original language,
Right,
not a
because
human
God is a
sacrifice.
God of sacrifice, human sacrifice. It's
She
all
was
through
not
the Old Testament.
sacrificed.
She
She was not
was.
sacrificed.
She was. How can you say she wasn't sacrificed?
You can go online and watch a video about Jephthah, and you will see how everything is taken out of context.
Oh,
It was
no. It's definitely not.
this
No.
guy picks it apart and shows how it was not. First of all, he couldn't have sacrificed it because a sacrifice had to
Oh,
be
he did.
male. A human, an altar
Slipping on
sacrifice
the
had to
book of
be
my head
male.
for some reason.
All right,
No, but
and there are many other reasons why this wasn't a human sacrifice. This was a
hold
sacrifice of
on.
her virginity.
No, we're just gonna read it.
No. You don't have to
It's
read it. I've read
abundantly
it.
clear. We're definitely talking about human
It's that what
sacrifices.
I'm trying to tell you. You got to scratch below the surface to see that it's not that clear.
It
I'll be
is
happy to send you a
perfectly
link to
clear.
this.
You got to scratch below the surface to get away from it. It's what you got to do.
No. You've got to examine
Oh, I
the
thought it was
original
in Kings.
language.
It's in Judges. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read Hebrew. All right. So, oops, I'm on the wrong.
So you know that vow was made publicly, right?
Yeah, it was a vow to God that God accepted.
No. Do you know that that vow that Jephthah made was a public vow that everybody heard? Do you know that?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It was still a vow that
Yes, it
God
matters.
accepted.
Yes, you see, this is what I'm talking
It doesn't
about.
matter.
It, you
No.
are a
It says, and Jephthah
closed-minded
made a vow to the
individual.
Lord
You're
and
not
said,
willing
if you will
to
give the
discuss the
Amorites into my
problem,
hand, then whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me when I return victorious
right?
from the Ammonites shall be the
Right?
Lord's, to be offered up by me as a burnt offering. And it says the Lord gave the Amorites into his hand. So he
Right?
accepted the offer, right? And it says, then
Right?
Jephthah came to his home at Mizpah, and there was his daughter coming out to greet him with
Right?
his trembles and with dancing. She was his only child. She had no son. He had no son or daughter except her. When he saw her, he tore his clothes and said, alas, my daughter, you have brought me very low. You have become the cause of great trouble for me, for I have opened my mouth to the Lord, and I cannot take back my
Right?
vow.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. So we're definitely talking about her being
We're
this
not talking about
sacrifice that
human
he
sacrifice,
promised.
though.
It
We're not talking
is.
about human sacrifice. No,
It
we're
says
not. Keep
at the
going.
end
Keep
of 2
going.
months, she returned to her father, who did with her according to the vow that he made.
Right?
She never
Right?
slept with a man.
That's what it's referring to. That's what it's referring
No,
to.
it's not. He did with her.
So
What was the vow
so
that Jephthah
so
made?
so wait a minute. You said it does not matter. It does not matter. When I said
Wait.
it was a public vow, you said it doesn't
Well, okay.
matter.
What
That
difference does
tells me
that make
right
whether it was
there.
public or private?
That tells me right there that you're not interested in discussion. You're not interested. Your mind is already closed. It
Sir,
absolutely matters.
you're dodging the actual problem here.
It
What was the
absolutely
vow
no.
that Jephthah
We're
made?
analyzing. We're analyzing. It
Exactly. So
absolutely
the vow
matters.
Jephthah made was
Was a
that he would
public
sacrifice
vow
by burnt
before
offering the
his
first thing he
village.
seen, right?
It was a public vow before his village. The entire village knew of this vow. That is crucial. That's only one aspect of several
Okay, well,
that
what
prove
difference
that this
does it
could
make?
not have been human sacrifice. Okay, so if the whole village knew of this vow, surely his daughter would have been told. Why would she run out the house upon his return knowing that he had vowed whatever came
I
out
have
of his
no
house
idea, but
first?
she did, didn't she?
So she knew. And yet, was
She
she
didn't know.
suicidal?
That is a giant assumption on your end.
That is not
It
a
does
giant
not say
assumption.
anything about that.
You don't
It
think
doesn't
that
say
the
nothing
villagers
about
would have
that.
gone to her and said, hey, your father's made this vow. And she didn't know about it?
No, why would what? It did. He had already made the vow. It didn't make a difference.
Second of all, some argue that she was a little child, maybe 5 years old. A 5-year-old would not bemoan her virginity. Clearly, she
No, I
was
agree.
at
I don't think she was
marrying
5.
age.
But anyway, you're adding a lot to the story that wasn't there. What
We're not
was? Tell
adding
me the vow that
anything.
he made to God. If
We're
God would
not
deliver the
adding
Ammonites into his
anything.
hand,
We're
what was his
we're
vow?
analyzing the circumstances to see
What?
could
Look,
this have been
I'm trying to
a
read
human
the actual
sacrifice?
text to you and what it says,
All right,
but you're
so
refusing to acknowledge it.
no. What I'm saying is, you believe that the
Can
whole
you just
village
answer
knew
my question? What was the vow that Jephthah made to God if God would
to
deliver
all.
the Ammonites into his
You've
hand?
already read it. There's no need to repeat it.
Right. He said he would sacrifice the first thing that comes
The
out
first
the doors,
thing that
right?
came out of his house, right?
Exactly. Now, what is the first thing that Jephthah sees when he gets home?
His daughter.
Exactly. So the
Now,
story says
now I'm gonna
Jephthah
ask you.
promised,
Now
God
let me ask
delivered,
you a
and then he
question.
saw his daughter, and Jephthah was sad, right?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that his daughter would not have his adolescent daughter would not have known about this vow while he was gone off fighting? Nobody would have
Maybe
told him.
so. I'm just saying, you're adding
Come
that
on,
to
let's
the
be
text.
honest.
It's not there. It's not what
Let's
happened. What
be
happened was he
honest.
promised, and his daughter was the
Please
first
give me
thing he
your
saw.
honest
That's the
opinion.
end of the
Do
story.
you really believe that she didn't know about this vow? Do you really believe that?
Yes,
That's dishonest.
because she ran outside,
She ran outside, but she had to
and he
have
saw
known
her,
about the vow.
and he said, "Oh no, it's my
Right.
daughter. I have to do with her as I vow to the." He said,
Yeah.
"This is exactly what happens in the story."
And you know why he cried? Because now he's got to take care of her the rest
Because
of
he
her life because
has
she's
to
not going to marry.
sacrifice her. He
No.
did with her according to the vow that he
No.
made. You know
It
what
was
the vow
against
was.
the law. It was against the law to
No,
human
it
sacrifice.
wasn't.
That
It was
alone tells
not.
you it wasn't a human sacrifice because
Oh
it was
my
against the
God.
law. Jephthah was a
You
man
can't
of
be this
God.
dense, man. This is impossible. It says he did with her according
Right.
to the vow that he made.
Right. And the word
What was
sacrifice,
the vow that he made? Tell us the
the word
vow.
the word sacrifice also needs to be looked at.
Tell us the vow that a burnt offering
It
is
wasn't a
kalil
burnt
in
no,
Hebrew. That's
the
a burnt
word
offering. It's a sacrifice.
the
There's no
Hebrew
mistake.
word
It's a
no.
sacrifice.
That's a
And it's
translation.
attached to a human.
That's a translation. Burnt offering is a
Sir, can you
translation.
speak Hebrew?
The Hebrew actually means something else.
Can you speak Hebrew?
No, but I can read a concordance.
Well,
I can read
listen
a
to the one
lexicon.
who actually studies Hebrew, okay? I'm telling you,
Okay.
Khalil means offering, a burnt offering. It's
What else
talking
does it
about a
mean?
sacrifice.
What else
It
does
means
it
a
mean?
burnt offering.
No. It means something else.
Well,
It
tell me,
means something
Mr.
else.
Hebrew
And
scholar, then. Tell us.
that Hebrew word is used in
Tell us.
conjunction in another place of the Bible that has nothing to do with burnt offerings. That very
Dude,
same
you are
Hebrew
so
word.
in denial right now. This is crazy.
No, we're talking scholarship.
You're telling somebody who actually studies Hebrew, as
And
someone
I'm
who don't
telling
know
you
squat
that
about
Hebrew
Hebrew, what
word,
the Hebrew says.
the Hebrew word is actually used in another place in the Bible that
Imagine
has
somebody
nothing
who's
to do
never
with
read the
burnt
Bible
offering.
trying to tell you what the Bible says.
And I'm trying to tell you that Hebrew word is translated elsewhere
And
differently.
oh my God, this is unreal, man.
Yeah, it's
I
unreal
hope
that
you
you
realize
are
what you're
your
doing. Maybe
your
like I've
position
got a
is
YouTube channel. You should go back and listen to this. Anyway,
your
listen.
position that
What
you
was
once
the
thought was
vow?
airtight
Hey,
is not.
answer
You're
real clearly.
discovering
What
that your
was the
position
vow
is
that
not as
Jephthah made?
airtight as you thought it was.
What was the vow that Jephthah made?
What is the other translation of that Hebrew
What
word?
is the vow that Jephthah made? There's no other
What is
translation
the
of
other
Khalil. It means a
translation of that
burnt
Hebrew
offering.
word?
Nothing. It means a burnt
You
offering.
thought you were a Hebrew expert.
I am, and I'm trying to tell you what the fuck it means.
No, you're not. You're
You're
dodging the
asking me,
question.
I'm telling you, and then you're
Look
telling me
up.
I'm wrong. Somebody who studies Hebrew when
Look
you
up.
don't know
Okay,
fucking
now
squat
go
about
get your
Hebrew,
lexicon
and
and
it's
look it
fucking
up.
hilarious.
Yeah,
But
it's
also
hilarious
fucking
that you
John
won't look
Headed.
up the word. That's what's hilarious. You
I know
won't
what
look
the
up the
fucking
word.
word is. I study Hebrew.
Look it
What is
up.
wrong with you?
See, you see what I'm talking about?
Hey,
This is the problem with you
what was
guys,
the
man.
vow?
You're
What?
scared
This
to
is the
death to
problem
be
with
proved
you
wrong.
guys. You're
Look up
fucking
the word.
delusional. What was
Look
the
up the Hebrew
vow that
word.
Jephthah made to God, sir? That's the only next words that
It
need to come out
wasn't
of your
burnt
mouth.
offering.
It was a burnt offering. It
It's
says burnt
translated burnt
offering.
offering, but it's not
So
burnt
now
offering.
you're just in denial of what it says. So
And you
the
won't
text
look
are
up the
lying
word.
according to Cajun.
What
The
about
word is
you?
Khalil. I didn't even have to look it up. I just fucking told you.
I'm
I
asking
already
you to
know
look
what
it up
it
and read the
is.
definitions. Read the definitions.
All right. Well, let's cook you a little bit more. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not getting cooked. You're the one that's smelling like
You are straight up
basil
delusional.
and
You are one
pepper.
of the worst people I have ever talked to about this.
Oh, so
Wow.
that's so. I just told you that there's a
Yeah.
video online where this guy picks the whole story apart and exposes it as nothing but nothing other than
Yeah, well, he needs to just read it and acknowledge what the text actually says and quit making shit up about it like you're doing.
well, you know, sometimes the English isn't as clear as it ought to be.
Yeah, so I study the actual Hebrew so I can understand it. Only to have
Right?
people who don't know squat about Hebrew tell me I'm wrong about Hebrew.
You're wrong. I'm sorry. That's why we're looking it up, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, hold on. I gotta turn my internet connection on. Of course. There we go.
Yeah, whole or perfect entire burnt offering. You feel better now?
I'm still getting. I just got my internet connection on.
Means a whole, complete, or perfect, specifically a sacrifice entirely consumed. So do you care to retract all that dumb stuff you said?
Mm-mm. I'm telling you, the word is
All right,
used
you're
in
just a fucking
conjunction.
liar. Just get out of here, dude. You are such a dishonest interlocutor. It's
Hold on, I'm
ridiculous.
still getting there. I'm still getting
Look, I'm done talking to you, man. This is straight up insanity. I don't even know if you're just playing with me now or what, but this
I'll
is
leave
the
I'll
most
leave the link
dishonest
in your
conversation I've
if
ever
you
had.
bring me
And
down,
I've
I'll leave the
literally
link
talked
in
to
your
hundreds of people on here.
in your comments, okay?
You told me to. I told you what it means. I said the word without even having to look it up. You told me I was wrong. You told me to look it up. I looked it up. I told you what it says, and now I'm still wrong. Do you realize how delusional you are?
Hold on, I'm still getting.
Sir,
Old Testament.
I looked it up and read it to you. I'm reading it right now. It's in the Strong's Hebrew Concordance. Complete as a noun, the whole, specifically a sacrifice entirely consumed. You still in denial? You want me to read it again?
Which passage is that again? It's Judges what now?
It's it's in Judges 11.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in verse
Let's see.
31.
31. All right. Okay, here we go. A step or collective stairs as ascending, usually a holocaust or going up in smoke, ascent, burnt offering, to go up, to go up. See, it doesn't necessarily mean burnt offering. It means,
oh my God.
It means ascent.
Oh, fuck real.
Yeah, that's what it means.
What?
Ascent.
Where does stuff that ascends goes, Cajun?
It could mean any. It could mean any kind of ascent, not simply
is it going
a
up
burnt
to
offering.
heaven? Is it going up to God? Is it ascending upward?
And that word is used in another place to mean go up. It has nothing to do with a burnt offering. The same Hebrew word.
Wow, your delusion is beyond insane here.
I just proved that the word doesn't necessarily mean burnt offering.
I just fucking read it
But why
to
don't you
you.
admit
I
you're
studied the
wrong?
Hebrew. You don't know nothing. You
I
literally just read me
looked
the
at the
definition I
Hebrew.
read you. It's a part specifically and
Don't
explicitly
get
a burnt
butthurt.
offering
Admit you're wrong.
in
Don't
Hebrew.
get butthurt.
Oh my God.
Hebrew scholar,
This dude
admit you're
is
wrong. It means ascent.
You're a fucking nut. You're a lying son of a bitch is what you are. What a fucking liar. Oh. The Hebrew's wrong. The Strong's wrong. The verses are wrong. The context is wrong. Man, you are a dishonest son of a dude. Grow the fuck up. Man, if he's that delusional about something so straightforward, imagine where he is with other stuff. Holy shit. Never seen nothing like it. That was right up there. Holy shit. I don't even know if I want to break somebody else up now. I'm cashed for the day. Holy shit. Oh, wow. That was unreal. Unfucking real. No, whatever. I'm not even sure who was next. We're going to try one, though. Thank you, Izzy. Uh-oh. Meemaw ran. Meemaw ran away. Should have asked that guy before he got away how he even spelled that, like what word he was saying. I didn't know. Hey, Camilla, you there? Hello, Camilla? I don't think Camilla's here on purpose. Alright, well, shit. It's almost up in the order. Damn. Hey, Amy, you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm totally here. I've been watching you for the last hour, and I think there's a lot of great stuff that you're saying, and I think you're changing a lot of people's minds. And I was wondering if I could just read a little poem that I wrote.
You want to read a poem?
Yeah, it's about everything we're talking about.
How long does it take?
Oh, not even 30 seconds.
All right, I was actually going to say as long as it's about 30 seconds. Go ahead, read us your poem.
They
Here comes
raised
some poetry from Amy, y'all.
Oh, thanks. They raised up a book and said, "Hear ye, it's true. Our God gave us the whole world, but not you. With daggers and flails and decree in hand, they slaughtered and plundered till they ran out of land. The Crusaders marched east with crosses held high to conquer by fear and profit by lie. They murdered, they raped, for their God gave them permission, but it was wealth for the church that was the Pope's true mission. Then the church set fire to women to have even more riches, stealing land from wealthy widows by calling them witches. An
I thought you was
imaginary
gonna say, "What's up, bitches?" No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
An imaginary book gave them very real might to seize what they wanted and call it God's right. Then once again, the ruling class metastasized, changing its robes so it wouldn't be recognized. Now it's banks and stock markets and white men in gray room. The new creed is capitalism, and it's humanity's tomb. So anytime something just doesn't ring true, follow the money and it'll show you who's who. The temple, the throne, the flag, or the board, all trace to the same hunger for hoard. And really, use reason and think for yourself. Does a talking snake make more sense than the hunger for wealth? Having gates on their heaven makes everything clear. They're selling supremacy you buy with your years. That's all they offer. It doesn't cost them a dime. They get your riches in this life and you get yours when you die. How do you not see what is right in your sight? You slave your best years for their jet-setting life. Their heaven's a scam, a promise a ploy. Your pain is their profit, your faith a decoy. The lie has been retold from crusaders to kings. God is merely a puppet, but the same hands pull the strings.
Yay! I don't know if everybody else is clapping, but I am. I thought that was really good. Really, really good. Oh yeah, you got some applause in there. Applause for Amy, y'all. That was really, really good. Thanks for reading that.
You're so
Really,
welcome.
really good.
I'll drop down now, but I just wanted to share it. Thank you.
No problem. W is for Amy. Shit. Damn. That was really, really good. Wow, I'm impressed. I had my doubts there at first. I was like, hey, should I let her read this? Like, I'm glad I did. No, that was really good. That is, yeah. Really, really good. Heck yeah, Michael. I'll put that on my all of this episode is definitely going on YouTube. This has been a really good, really good episode today. It's been 2 hours. We've had people to talk to pretty much the whole entire time, except for maybe like a 3-minute stretch there. So I mean, it's been really good. I mean, the last guy was a nut, so but I'm sure he was. I mean, the guy come up and said he was basically on our side. I don't have that much of a problem with him, but then again, look what happened at the end where I went into straight delusion mode over Jephthah. Oh man, he should read some actual scholarship on that. Damn. Anyway, he is, even though he was crazy about the story about Jephthah, I don't think he was that bad overall. But holy shit. Damn. Oh, now Dr. Josh shows up. Shit. Goodness gracious. Anyway, y'all, it has been a fantastic episode here. Only got 3 minutes. I'll be at 2 solid hours. Oh yeah, let me hold on a second. Let me see if Amy's still here. Amy, come back. I'm gonna invite you back up. You don't have to say anything. Just sit on the panel so some folks said they wanted to follow you.
Hi.
Hey, come back. Y'all throw Amy a follow there if you like that amazing fucking poetry that she threw out there. She bombed us with. Poet bomb. Shit. Yeah, Dr. Josh, we had a guy up here who was in straight delusion about the story of Jephthah. Like, it was crazy. It was wild. But, yeah, we're actually about to close it out here today, so make sure you're following Amy because that was, do you do a lot of that, or was that just kind of a one-off thing, Amy? Or?
I'm actually working on a musical that I'm working on right now. Something similar, but that I want to tell that story in a way that people can understand. And like, for some reason, painting the words like that it gives you more of a, oh, this is the bigger picture, you know? And so, yeah, I want to keep going with my writing for sure.
Well, bravo once again to Amy. Holy shit. That was really good. I was impressed. I think everybody liked that. But anyway, I think y'all have had time to follow Amy. I'm going to close out the statement. So if you want to follow her, make sure you follow.
I'll go ahead and
Do it.
send it to you privately. I'll send you the poem so you can read it if you ever want to.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's totally cool. I'll forward that to Michael as well. I think Michael was asking. Well, he wanted to hear you say it though. But anyway, this will be on YouTube if you want to check it out. You read it really good and everything. That was awesome. But anyway, guys, y'all know the drill. Fuck Trump, fuck MAGA, fuck slavery, fuck Christian nationalism, and the horse that they rode in on. But not actually the horse. We're not God. We don't hamstring horses for just because the enemy rode them.
Very true.
That's my closing. Don't forget about our best friend, Dr. Joshua Bowen. Check him out at digitalhammurabi.com, all his scholarly literature. And don't forget to come hang out with us at the Rocket City Reason this October and get your tickets for that at rocketcityreason.com. Guys, it was an awesome fucking show, but I think I tapped out after that last guy. My brain's like, get on out of here for a little bit. But anyway, we will catch you guys on the morrow. Let's see. Hold on, actually. Oh, what the crap? Weird. Anyway. Oh, Mama Bash. Let's go raid Mama Bash. Mama Bash is still on. Let's go throw Mama Bash a raid. She's been blaring since way before me, so let's go show Mama Bash some support and throw her a raid, guys. Peace in the Middle East.